Scholar, you've kind of reached a point where I feel like you're grandfathered into support. You don't have to actually keep doing it. You will just always be a supporter of the channel. Thank you very much for 37 months. Oh, wow. Hey everyone, it's Connor. I haven't done a coffee stream in a hot moment, partially from being so goddamn tired. But, let's talk for a bit. And also enjoy Stan's subscription at 20 months. Hot damn. Hot damn, living in the city. Thank you very much. Alright, let's talk. Thank you both. First of all, I got new glasses. I wanted to go for round glasses, because when I do art, that is the aesthetic I like to go for. And, I thought it would be cute. Also, there's like a layer of dust on my webcam. There we go. Let's talk about Azriel subscribing. Show me up, goddamn. Yeah, you're at 32 months. That's the good number. 32, that's what? That's, the amount of graphics that Sega have in Nintendo. So, hey, listen. When Sega finally brings their new console to the table, I've been told that they aren't doing it anymore, but I'm sure it's happening. When they finally bring their new console to the table, you'll be ahead of the curve. Thank you very much. Just arrived. It's only noon here. I woke up fairly early today. But what I wanted to talk about today is this. Starting HRT. Starting hormone replacement therapy. Let's talk about that for a little bit. For those of you who don't know, I am non-binary, which there are quite a few non-binary people, myself included, who identify as being trans. That's the good number. Listen, of all the good numbers, that's the good number. I should have a specific audio cue for $69.69 only. Thank you. Oh god, thank you. Like I said, you've kind of been grandparented into the system. You don't need to keep actually donating that much goddamn money. Well, it helps pay rent. Thank you. Yeah, the white stripe on the trans flag is for non-binary people. I'm trans, and I say I'm non-binary. And what I mean by being non-binary in that regard is the audio cue coming in is great. Gender to me means nothing. I don't give a shit about gender. It's meaningless to me. Absolutely meaningless. But unrelated to that, my physical body, I feel like wasn't quite done yet, and that's why I've started HRT. I'm on what's called Puberty 2. to have a more stereotypically feminine body. A lot of non-binary people will prefer to try and be as androgynous as possible, maybe getting top surgery or just trying to seem like more, like, less visually gendered. And that is obviously their prerogative, and that's fantastic. It is not a requirement to be non-binary, however. And for a while, I thought that's what I wanted to be too, but I'm realizing as I get older that what my body is different from what my idea of my gender is. And my idea of gender is no. So that's it. My gender is no, but I'll have a more feminine body. And I've been on it for about a week now. So obviously there's not going to be a lot of physical changes until like a month in is when you'll start to notice that shit. And then like a year to 2 years is when you start to see maximum effects. But after a week, here's a cool thing I can tell you. Androgen blockers, which is something I'm on to block testosterone in my system, make me dizzy as fuck. I'm hoping that wears off. And my pee smells like pumpkins for some reason. And that's it. Those are the only 2 side effects so far. So we will see what happens going forward, but over the next couple of months, it's gonna be interesting, to say the least. Let me adjust my glasses a little bit. I'm a little worried about how these glasses are gonna feel with these headphones long term. They're wire glasses, and it's a little uncomfortable under my headphones. I might have to adjust my headphones a little bit to make it more comfy. But hang on, take a sip. I want to tell the fun story of how I got on HRT finally. Yep, same thing I'm taking, ball picks. You're probably gonna do injections, since they work faster and they're cheaper for DIY HRT. I don't know anything about that, and I can't recommend anything about that. I also am not in a position of power to stop you, so obviously do as you will. But anything to do with DIY syringes is something you have to be extremely careful about, obviously. Love the hair, thank you. I'm probably, I got the first shot of my vaccine, and the second shot I'm getting soon. May 4th, I believe, is when I'm getting the second shot. And then there's like a 2-week wait period to have the vaccine work. And then after that, obviously still gonna be wearing a mask when I go out, as you should too. Just because you have the vaccine doesn't mean you can't carry the virus and give it to somebody else. So still wear a mask while you're out until we reach a point where there's enough herd immunity that the virus dies out, which could take years. Fun like that. Anyways, yeah, I've been drinking a lot more water recently. I'll get to that in a second. You think you're an NB, but you're uncomfortable saying that unless you're 100% sure. This is what I did, and this is what I've seen a lot of people do. And you may already be doing this. Your pronouns can be whatever you are using before that you're more comfortable with / they. And you don't need to be they, them to be non-binary. There are some people who are, who don't fit into the gender binary but still go by like she or he. And that's fine. Like, everyone's story is different. Everyone's life is different. But it's literally just whatever makes you most comfortable. But you've done a lot of research. Okay, good. I'm gonna get another haircut. I think I'm gonna go back to having an undercut. I think that would look cool with these glasses. And yeah, obviously, again, gonna do it safely. But I haven't had a haircut in almost 2 years now because of I don't know if you all heard about this coronavirus thing, but it's making it hard to go outside and do things. But once I'm vaccinated, I'm gonna be getting a haircut. I might get my ears pierced too, but like, a haircut is something functionally I could use a lot more. And ears pierced is something I just want to do, and that's something I can wait on. Like, even if I'm vaccinated and wearing a mask, I see no reason to risk getting infected over, or getting other people infected specifically over something that's frivolous like that. Wow, I gotta turn off OBS so that the stream won't jam. I understand now. But, okay. So, backing up to HRT. I've had a gender-affirming therapist for a couple of years now. absolutely excellent. And when I finally realized that, I'd realized I was non-binary before I started going to this therapist. But when I realized I wanted to do HRT, I brought it up with them. They were super supportive, and they forwarded me to a doctor that they recommended, which is excellent. I'm leaving out some personal and specific details for both location's sake and these individuals' sake. But got an appointment with this doctor and went there. Had to go physically because I had to get labs done, blood work done, and went over like all of the side effects and what to expect on HRT, and then I had to wait for the lab results to come back. In the time between the lab results coming back and my next appointment, this person quit, and it was not a pleasant parting. I will not go into any more detail than that. And I was just kind of shit out of luck. They forwarded me to another doctor who they claimed would help me with HRT, but then a couple days later, another assistant there called and said this doctor would not be able to help me, and they cannot prescribe HRT. They cannot prescribe hormones or blockers. So they recommended me to an entirely separate clinic, and I went there, one appointment, showed them the labs I already had done, conversation, started HRT the same day. Absolutely fucking excellent. It went swimmingly, smoothly. They were so nice there. I was so pleased with how that entire thing went. I'm also sure being non-binary meant you could still use he/she pronouns. That's neat. Again, it just comes down to everybody's different. This is part of why having pronouns in your bio is a useful thing. There are some people who don't do that because maybe they have family who isn't supportive, who follow them on Twitter, or they just, for one reason or another, don't know what their pronouns are, or aren't comfortable one way or another, and they're still figuring themselves out. All that's cool. Everyone's life is different. It is so much easier to if there are people who are in good faith saying that they don't understand this whole gender thing and they don't understand pronouns and all of that, like, these are people in good faith who are like, they want to understand but they can't. The easiest thing that I found to tell them is that there aren't written rules for this. Everyone's story is different. There are culturally certain consistent things that you may notice, certain patterns, but for the most part, everyone's different, and it's just a matter of asking, who are you? What is your gender, if you know? How do I refer to you? And that is, like, that's all it takes. You're pretty ignorant, and, like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to understand it in order to just call someone by they, them, for instance. Dr. Decapitation now is a subscription because of Quip. Thank you very much. Whew. Excellent. You don't feel like a man, and you think you're more comfortable using they, them pronouns, but you have a sort of unthinking, unfeeling association with he, him pronouns and mas. You have a sort of unfeeling association. As in, like, it's just kind of something you're used to? A friend who's transitioning, but their parents aren't too supportive, which sucks in terms of people not putting their pronouns in their bio. Yeah, I'm even guilty of this. I'm guilty of saying, like, there's no reason not to have your pronouns in your bio. You should always do it. But no, there are absolutely situations where people can't comfortably or safely do it. Yeah, I've gotten that a lot from a lot of people, that they thought, I mean, I dyed my hair blue when I was like 16 because of the Persona 3 protagonist. But now I just really like how it looks, especially as it fades. I really enjoy the color. I mean, I use a Good Dye Young is the brand I use. Good DYE Young. Highly recommended. Absolutely excellent. You feel non-binary in a trans-masc way, even though you're assigned male at birth. Again, everyone is different, and, like, people don't need... Okay, this is gonna sound bad if I say it the way I was about to say it. When I say this, I mean, people don't need the full context of how you got to the point that you are in order to understand who you are currently. That's not to say that you need to shut up about it. Obviously not. But, if someone's meeting you for the first time, you can tell them who you are, and then if you become closer to them and friends with them and they ask and you're comfortable, then you can go more into how you got there if you want. And if the situation calls for it, obviously, that can come up regardless. But for the most part, it's just about people being fucking comfortable. How do you manage to keep your hair so blue? I try, but eventually your hair turns green. 1, the brand, again, Good Dye Young. 2, I only shampoo my hair like twice a week at most. And I shower with a shower cap. I think like I kind of trend it to shampoo, condition a day, shower and rinse normally, and then shower cap for a couple of days until I shampoo, condition, then shower normally, just let it rinse out. And also don't use like really hot water on your hair. Also use Color Kind conditioner and shampoo. Like L'Oreal or again Good Dye Young sells some. I'm not sponsored, it's just this place you can get them. But I don't use their shampoo and conditioner. Just anything that is designed for people with dyed hair. That will help keep the color in your hair. You kind of just use dude for everyone. I'm of two minds about it. There are some people who are really uncomfortable being called dude because it's historically gendered. Personally, me, I don't give a shit. That is fine. And again, all about people feeling comfortable. If someone's uncomfortable being called dude, then just don't call him dude. But I don't care. It's all good. You just had a 3-hour Half-Life Alyx session. Ooh. I'm thinking about, by the way, when that mod comes out, that's Half-Life Alyx outside of VR. I'm thinking about making a video about it, going into detail, because I made a video a while back about how the Jeff section of Half-Life Alyx could only really work in VR. And first of all, I want to see how they try to make that work as well as possible in a non-VR setting. But also, I think it's just interesting to go into the logistics behind accessibility in VR games, because full motion, full body capture VR, or just like what I have, where I have a Vive and 2 base stations, tracks headset, tracks to controllers. That's not everyone can do that. But that doesn't mean that people should be excluded from games. However, there is a logistical problem of how do you make a game that is inherently designed to work in virtual reality by default, be accessible to people who can't use full body tracking in VR. And there are middle steps there too, of like sitting down and like turn in VR. But there are some people who just can't use the headset at all. Some people who couldn't in the first place. And I think it's a discussion worth having. Yeah, I remember that. I remember you said you did Half-Life Alyx in one session. I was thinking, what the fuck? The game having a full day cycle between levels made that feel more immersive. It does, doesn't it? It's right. Primo, thank you, Drago. Thank you very much. Resi 4 VR I won't be able to play unless someone mods it to work for the Vive. Because that's what I got. I've got some VR games I need to play, and I need to... You also had 32 months, Drago. Hell yeah. You know what? Yeah, let's talk about this. I don't have a grudge against Overkill. I don't... There are certain people who used to work there who did not like me, and that's fine. I won't name names, and it's probably not people that you've heard of. But there were other people who were super nice, super chill, super cool, and I don't have a grudge against them. I literally just got extremely burnt out on the game, and I will fully admit that I have a grudge against the community more than the developers. Now, it is on the developers a little bit to rein in their community, and having situations where, like, you sick your entire community on someone without telling them is not cool. If you all remember that when that happened, that was cool. But it's mostly the community, and Payday is partially... It's not entirely the game specifically. It's gonna happen with any big community like, Payday's community is fairly large. There's gonna be a lot of shitters in it, but also the setting of the game inherently brings in a lot of, like, edgy 14-year-olds, and the main thing was just transphobes and just general bigots and dealing with that shit. And yeah, wasn't super great. That's not to say that everyone who's in the community or everyone who plays the game is bad. Obviously not. That's generalizing. It's just near the end of when I was doing Payday content, it was getting really, really annoying to deal with that every day, constantly. And it's something that a lot of people who are content creators, especially LGBT content creators, or just, frankly, just not straight, cis, white males, fucking have to deal with on the internet, is people who are shitters. It's something that is, I don't want to say it's inevitable, because that makes it sound like, you just have to put up with it, but it's bullshit that you have to put up with it, but it is something that is there, regardless of how much I would like to change it. It is something that's there, and it's something I have to deal with. But with Payday, it was just, like, really concentrated, and, yeah. I've seen those in my recommended. Can you explain what the iceberg videos are? Is it literally just, like, going into, a lot of the sort of meta community around the content of the game itself and how it kind of has affected the game as time has passed? Because that, from what I've seen, I haven't watched the videos, but when I've seen, it sounds kind of like that. Yeah. TF2 is another one where, again, just a really big community, but also a primarily male-dominated shooter game is going to bring in a lot of not great people, and they are very loud. That's fair, Neko, that's fair. It's sometimes theories or just in-jokes or stuff. Okay. That's an interesting idea for a series. Props to them, that's cool. I do have a video I'm working on currently, but it is out of my control when the video will be out. I'll just go ahead and say what it is. I'm gonna make a video promoting the Kickstarter for Unbeatable. If y'all haven't seen that, I've been tweeting about it a lot. Highly recommend you play the demo, it's free. Yeah, you can go try it. If you like rhythm games, it is one of the most aesthetically pleasing rhythm games I've ever played. I have a script all done for it, but I wanted to wait. The developers recommended this. I wait until the side story game that they're releasing, Unbeatable White Label, comes out, and that got delayed. So I'm kind of in the middle of, like, if it takes too much longer for that to come out, I'm just gonna go ahead and release the video, or, like, finish the video and put it out, promoting the Kickstarter. But because if it's, like, in the last 3 days of the Kickstarter, the video isn't going to be that helpful or relevant for very long. But it would basically be like the Proteus video I made. Just kind of like, hey, friends of mine made this cool game. Go check it out. This is why I think it's actually cool. Like, a game that a lot of you probably wouldn't think that I would enjoy, that I really enjoy, is Gears of War 5, or Gears 5. And that has a bunch of different pride flags in it, so playing that and having the NB flag is actually extremely fun. But yeah, the Gears 5 is a shockingly good game. What's your opinion on old school MMOs? I never got into them. That was kind of before my time. Like, I never played WoW. I think I played RuneScape a little bit. But let's see, what the fuck did I play? These don't really count, but I did play Toontown, baby. I played Wizard 101. I played, was it Free Realms, I want to say it was called? Pirates of the Caribbean online, I had, can't remember the others, but yeah, I was into some games. Always loved the videos. First time tuning into stream, saw a Discord notification. Aether, welcome aboard. Work during the weekday, so you only see ones of the weekend. Yeah, I understand that. I have a weekly D&D campaign that we do on Saturdays. So usually I don't stream Saturdays. I have mixed opinions about Persona. I think the Persona games have a lot of structurally good stuff in them, and content and aesthetically they are really pleasing, and they have some great music. And also Atlas are bigots and annoying about their bigotry and refuse to actually improve at all. So I'm of two minds about it. All of the parts of Persona 4 that aren't them dealing with anything vaguely LGBT are pretty cool. And then they have a whole curing a character of bisexuality arc, and that's a thing. Yeah. Ooh, good to know. Yeah, I feel that. Again, I grew up playing, well, grew up is a bit strong, but I played Persona 3 and 4 when I was younger and enjoyed them. But there's definitely some stuff in it. I'm not even gonna say it hasn't aged well. It wasn't good when it came out, but ooh. And at this point, it's just like there are so many other games I could spend my time on that I would rather spend my time on those. You realize why you can't play Stardew and Celeste? Because they make you happy in ways you can't be IRL. I've heard people say that Celeste is a very emotional game for them for various reasons. Yeah, I guess I can get that, yeah. What's your thoughts on Bethesda games? I haven't played many Bethesda games. I mean, I played Skyrim, I played Morrowind. I did not play Oblivion. Y'all remember how Fallout 4 went. Bethesda makes games that work. They make them at the technical prowess of slightly larger indie studios with the amount of content allotted to the AAA developers and the budget of AAA developers, and people have just kind of accepted the fact that their games are buggy as fuck, and like every game is gonna be a bit buggy. That's fine. It's just really fun for how broken Bethesda games consistently are, and everyone's just kind of agreed it's chill. It's fine. My favorite story I've heard about it is about the creation of Bethesda games is the art director in one of the art directors in Morrowind, I believe it was. I don't think it was Oblivion, who wanted to make some really fucking wild, out there enemy types. So what he would do is he would make the enemy type that he wanted to make, and then he would make an even weirder, crazier version of that enemy, and then bring that to the director and say, like, is this good? And they would say, ooh, no, that's a lot. Tone it down a bit. And then they just, like, not work for 2 hours, and then come back with the original sketch of the thing they actually wanted, and go, okay, yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, the Fallout 4 streams were extremely long load times, which was a problem for me, and chat giving me conflicting directions about what they wanted me to do in the game, and getting really mad at me if I didn't do exactly what they were saying. So I just gave up on it. It was a whole thing. This is part of why I like to stream games I've played before more, because at least I can know what I'm doing to an extent. Well, yeah, because that was also when I was still able to post stream announcements to my YouTube page, before YouTube got on my case and gave me a strike for that. I haven't touched Smash in a while, partially because my hands are so broken. Yeah, and playing Smash hurts. Same with all fighting games. But if I had to predict a Smash character that isn't already DLC, who's left? Sora? Sure, why not? I'll give Kingdom Hearts fans something to be disappointed about. I've never played the Ghostbusters game. I enjoyed the Ghostbusters movie, except for the parts of it that were bad. But I've never played the game. I've heard the game is good, though. I wouldn't care if it was another Fire Emblem character. That's fine, whatever. Oh, that's right, there are PC ports now. I played the first, like, 5 hours of the first Kingdom Hearts on the... That was the PS2, right? At a friend's house when I was a kid. Like, if I recall correctly, we never got to any of the Disney stuff. And the game was already in the system when I launched it, so I didn't know there was Disney stuff in it. So I was like, this is an interesting, weird anime game. And then later on, I'm like, what the fuck is going... What was that game? I never got to any... What, Mickey was in this one? They put Mickey in this one. It was so fucking weird. I've been trying to play a lot of games that I've wanted to play for a long time, but never got to. As of late, Austin and I are gonna blast through Wolfenstein Youngblood soon. I've heard mixed things about it, and I'm curious. And it's on Game Pass, so fuck it. Gonna go ahead and play it. Let's see. I've been playing the Frogware Sherlock Holmes games. There's a part in the Frogware Sherlock Holmes games, and this sounds like something Marina and I would make up as a joke, where Holmes fills the entire apartment, 221B Baker Street, with bees. And when Watson asks why, he says, "Now I'll have honey all year round, Watson." These games are fucking wild. Hotline Miami is like... I feel the same way about Doom Eternal that I feel about Hotline Miami 2, where it tried to do too many things at once. Someone made that comparison in the comments on my Doom Eternal video, that Doom Eternal is a Hotline Miami 2 of Doom games, and I went, oh shit, you're right! I'm not joking about the bees, by the way. That fucking happened. Hang on, I'm gonna pull up the bees thing real quick. I'm gonna pull up the bees thing real quick for y'all to watch. We can all watch the bees moment together. Sherlock Holmes, Crime and Punishments.
Stick bees.
Oh god, I was showing this to other people earlier, so I was able to just jump right to it. Perfect. All right, I got it all I got it all ready for y'all. Oh, that's right. How do I scale to match? Whatever. I'll just do it manually. Whee! This is good enough. Sure. All right, here we go.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous. And...
These games are fucking stupid, man. All of these wretched bees. It's like an AI generated Sherlock Holmes story. Like Sherlock decides to fill the apartment with bees. What the fuck? They're pretty fun detective games because at the end of every case you can decide to either arrest the person, turn them over to the cops, or absolve the person. And be like, you know what? That person was abusive to you. There was a guy who lit a woman's dog on fire for fun, and she killed them, and we went like, you know what? Yeah, that's fair. God. It kind of has an LA Noire feel to it. That was Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment, if you're wondering. And Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter is also pretty good. They do have some racially insensitive stuff in the context of they take place in 1800s London, and they have archaeologists and British archaeologists who claim that everything they find is now British culture is a big theme of those games, so fair warning going in. Jesus. My glasses are a little crooked. Also, just one of my eyebrows is higher than the other one, I've noticed. I'm trying to reset my, my eyes. Jesus, I gotta fix my fucking glasses, man. Also, clean them off. Also, I do wanna, not to put my, not to put Alex on blast too much, my roommate and my friend, but when I came back after finally getting, estrogen, finally getting on HRT, I walked in and said I got my girl juice, is how I put it. Which doesn't really work because it's pills, but whatever. It's fine. And he did not quite hear me correctly, and he stared at me for a couple of seconds, and then said, quote, "You bought steak sauce?" So he thought I said grill juice. Yeah, I am. I'm on HRT now. Yep. So, now the shorthand for any time, like, because we're still in fucking Missouri, but anytime I'm talking about HRT, with Austin and we're in, like, a public place, if I want to say that's what I'm referring to, like, say I'm feeling dizzy because of the, blockers, I'll say, yeah, it's a grill juice thing. It's a grill juice thing. Medium rare. I'm a monster. I like all my meat well done. I know. I like burgers well done. I like steak well done. I like bacon well done, which is basically charcoal. But I like it all well. Oh, that made people mad. I listen, between my stomach being so fucked up and having Crohn's disease, and also I just like the taste of the char. It's good. I like them well done. Medium well is also satisfactory, but I prefer well done. You're on the circus case? Ooh. Yeah, no one is innocent in the circus case. I can't, like, eat steak anymore, because I have so many fillings. Like, my front teeth have fillings in them, and, like, I have, caps and fillings across my teeth, and, like, steak's just gonna tear that shit right out. I will not have my steak unless it is still mooing. Damn, I want a burger now. Well, you donated $70, but I need to save money for rent. Yeah, I'll figure something out. There's a coffee shop that opened up near me that I want to go to, like, all the time, because it's an easy walking distance, and I don't want to sit down there, because I don't know if you all heard about this COVID thing, but it's just a little too expensive to go to consistently, which is a shame, because it's so fucking good. Just a little too expensive. There's a it's not fun to talk about, but it is true. There is a higher risk of violence against transgender people in Missouri, which is something I had to discuss when I was starting HRT. Quick question, because I'm going to try and record with OBS rather than the built-in recorder software with AMD. Do you capture the Steam VR view or the game itself when you do VR content? It changes from game to game. I captured the game itself when I recorded Half-Life Alyx, but I did change. Half-Life Alyx is kind of an exception there because it has a lot of spectator settings that you can choose to like affect the field of view, give it a custom HUD and everything. But there are certain games that don't play nice when you're just trying to record the raw view, and that's where you want the Steam VR view capture. It is something, especially with a VR game where you can be recording for like 4 hours and not notice something's wrong. It is something that you're going to want to do a very short test of to make sure the recording works fine, and then do it. I do not eat steak with ketchup, no. But, yeah, it changes from game to game. There's more violence towards trans people in Missouri. Well, I mean, not, like, the most in the U.S., but as compared to... Like, it's definitely in the lower half of great places to be trans in the United States. Obviously, there are some states like Florida and Arkansas that... Was it Arkansas or Alabama? I mean, probably both of them that passed anti-trans laws recently, which is great. It's great. Absolutely fantastic. Love living here. UK is also not great for trans people right now. Or really in general. And it sucks. It fucking sucks. Like, I'm fairly happy living here because of, frankly, I'll be totally honest, privilege and luck. I happen to have neighbors who are okay with me being queer. I am also white as fucking snow, so I don't have to deal with racism from some neighbors who like, we had some people who used to live near us who have thankfully since moved out, who were very nice to us, and then heard them say some super racist shit, and we stopped being associated with them once we heard that. And it's the kind of thing where if I wasn't white, that interaction would have gone entirely different. That said, just because I have the privilege to not be bothered by horrible bigots doesn't mean that I should feel content living in a place where that is happening at all. So there's like this constant level of discomfort in knowing the horrific shit that happens, and the desire to do something about it, but also not really physically being able to. I cannot physically fight. Back last year during I believe that was June, we went to a Black Lives Matter protest and we handed out waters, and we just like tried to do what we could in person, given that my bones are made of hollow ceramic, and I am physically unhealthy. But the best thing I feel like I'm able to do is use my platform to discuss these things and to donate directly to organizations and to people who are trying to actually make a difference directly. And to not let shit slide within my own community. My sister's girlfriend is MTF trans and came out well over a year ago. And your dad is fine with her, but doesn't respect her or your sister enough not to misgender her constantly. I have some friends who use the wrong pronouns with me and correct themselves. And these are people who are actively trying to do better and learn. And that's cool. I'm okay with that. It's another thing when there are people who just kind of refuse to learn and just kind of want to stay exactly where they are. Recently learned your mom is a TERF. Jesus. I'm sorry to hear that. What does TERF mean? It's an acronym for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist, specifically, I believe. And it is people who hate trans people for existing and think that they are doing just a whole laundry list of horrible things to hurt the feminist movement, which is just a big crock of shit, in case that wasn't clear. Like J.K. Rowling, for instance, is TERF number 1, actively working to try and stop trans people from existing. Yeah, this is Connor from the Doom Eternal video. This is the Connor who makes everyone angry. It would be a nightmare for LGBTQ people in Vietnam. Well, this is gonna sound horrible, so stick with it. The good news is a lot of the older, horrible people who are making lives miserable or just borderline, if not literally unlivable for trans people, are older, and once enough time passes, things happen to older people, and then they're not here anymore. And then hopefully a newer, kinder generation can create a place where people can exist as themselves. Recently cut out a friend of mine who was a friend within 9 years because she turned out to be a massive J.K. Rowling stan. I saw JKR. I'm terrible. I saw JKR, and for a second my brain was like, oh yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. No! What does the R stand for there? Nothing! Just stand despite not caring about our content. Wait. So the person didn't even like Harry Potter, but they still wanted to really support J.K. Rowling? That is the most fucking TERF shit. Jesus Christ. You see Joker? The new app, Joker. Where you can customize which Joker you have, and it's a meme generator where you create top text, bottom text, and you can choose which Joker you have from different Jokers across the movie. You get Jared Leto, and that's the only one that's currently available in the app. We are working 24/7 to try and get at least I almost said Hayden Christensen, Heath Ledger in there, but we are doing our best. It is taking way too long. Yeah, author of Harry Potter and massive bigot and actively hates trans people. That's who J.K. Rowling is. Hello from Ukraine. Hello! Welcome. Yeah, it's frustrating. Because I read Harry Potter books and watched the movies growing up, and there's obviously stuff in it that once you're older and you can see racial stereotyping or racism being very vaguely disguised in a fantasy setting, that you look back and go, oh, wow, ooh, Jesus Christ, this is horrible. But they went the fuck over my head as a kid. That doesn't excuse it, obviously. I just objectively didn't notice it as a kid. But like, there's still some cultural remnants of it being so popular that exist, and you can't. It's difficult to separate the art from the artist from someone who actively still makes money off of the thing, by which I mean it's morally abhorrent to do so. It would be one thing if it was like public domain now, and people could take the content and turn it into their own thing, but it's not, and she still makes money off of it existing and being successful, so... I don't know anything about warrior cats. cutting a friend is kind of harsh. The thing is, what they were doing, because this person was supporting this creator not for their content, but supporting them for their views that say, I don't think trans people should be allowed to exist. And I think that's something worth cutting someone out of your life for, especially if you're queer or trans, because what they're saying is, I agree with the message that trans people shouldn't exist, and that's fucked up. It's frustrating when the thing that I, as a trans person, want is just to be able to exist. Like, I don't define my personality around the fact that I am trans. Not to say that there are people who do that, and even if there are people who do that, it's fine. It's what everyone is different. Everyone is cool. Not everyone is cool. That's a bad thing to say, but you know what I mean. Like, it's chill. It's all good. But like, I don't think I'm trying to make a big deal out of just trying to exist and be alive, and a lot of people would disagree with me on that. Yeah, that's also a big thing, is shoutouts to people who are actively trying to sway and educate those who are bigoted or just hold biases against people without maybe even realizing it subconsciously. Shoutouts to people who are trying to educate, but it's not up to queer people to have to explain why J.K. Rowling is a bad person when you can Google why are people mad at J.K. Rowling and see it's because she doesn't think trans people should exist. In much in the same way that that people of color shouldn't have to explain why police killing people, just murdering people in the streets, should be is a bad thing. They shouldn't have to explain that to you. It's not the job of people who are being affected by this shit to have to explain to you why it's a bad thing and what needs to be done about it. That doesn't mean we're gonna shut up about it, absolutely not, but like, it's really annoying when the onus is put on the victims to justify why they are outraged at being victimized. Yeah, I would not be able to physically defend myself very well. I can throw a punch, but I can't take a punch. I am very physically weak. Thankfully, Austin is a boxer, and he goes with me everywhere, so I got that at least. Can literally throw them. I think I want to learn Aikido myself to be able to flip people with their own weight. This got heavy, but these streams always get heavy because if you didn't notice, the world is fucked right now. What are your thoughts on card games? That's a fun thing to talk about instead. Good. They're good. They're good. I like deck building games a lot. I want to play them more often, but usually they require more than 2 people to play with. As for like, I am pretty good at poker, but I also have a shall I say, a problem with gambling and impulse control when it comes to that. So it's something I try to avoid, except in the context of video games. What do you think of competitive Uno? I've told this story before, so I'll make it brief, but this was pre-pandemic when I was visiting Austin's family, staying, visiting a mutual friend of ours who lived nearby, and got drunk. This is back when I drank. And we were playing Uno. And we had an Uno game that went on for about 3.5 to 4 hours because nobody could lose. And I was fucking laughing the entire time. I was already drunk. And at one point, when everyone was just kind of like freaking out, like, can this game end? We want to go home. When nobody noticed, I played a 9 on top of a 6 that was a different color because I thought it was hilarious at the time that I didn't have any other cards to play, and that was my only option was to cheat, and nobody noticed, and the game kept going. They were so mad when I told them afterwards that I cheated to keep the game going like another hour. Oh my god. Neko, I think you're missing the point. Like, I agree that that having a clear and concise demand of the human rights that people want to have is good, and being able to tell those people things are good. But the people that you want to be saying that to are the ones who are actually in position to do something about it and to make change, like politicians, lawmakers who can actually try to turn down anti-trans bills or try to defund police in their region. Having to explain to people on Twitter 20 times a day why you think that you shouldn't be shot just for existing is dehumanizing and exhausting. So that's kind of what I'm referring to. A competitive Uno shoutcaster. Hang on. I gotta get a clear picture in my head of competitive Uno shoutcaster. Hang on. Feel like they'd be British. All right, and Stacy's got a 6, green 6. All right, Stacy's got a green. Oh, turn over Toby. Toby is doing a reverse card. This is an unprecedented play, folks. Oh, what's this? Stacy has a draw 4. Oh no, Toby! Other Toby. There are 2 Tobys. We did reverse. You got to keep up. We reversed. Toby played another +4, leaving it to third Toby. Third Toby cannot possibly. Third Toby had another +4. That means that first Toby, good Toby as we call him, ladies and gentlemen, has to draw 12 cards. 12 cards. First Toby has killed second Toby. The game has ended on the rule that killing another player does instantly win you the game. First Toby has won the prize and is going directly to jail, folks. I don't know why Toby is the first. Toby 2, and Toby 3 were the names I came up with. Stacy, Toby, and Toby. Toby 4, there is no Toby 4. He's busy making Undertale. On Deltarune 2. He doesn't have time for competitive Uno. God damn it, we made the same joke. So fucking stupid. Oh, you meant sponsoring the tournament. I thought we said sponsor like an Alcoholics Anonymous sponsor. Toby 2 has had, rest in peace, an insane drinking problem that Alcoholics Anonymous Toby was there for. Uno online with Twitch chat. Oh, Christ. I'm not playing Uno. No, I can't do it anymore. Can't make jokes on stream. Don't make jokes. You all don't know how much the mantra "don't make jokes" has completely shaped my life the past few years. Those Phoenix Wright streams have changed me as a person. The amount of accidental predictions I make when watching media or just in life in general it's ludicrous. God. I've been streaming for an hour now. I might call it soon. I said most of what I wanted to say. In case you all weren't aware and weren't keeping up, ACAB and people are just trying to fucking exist. Please stop killing people who are just trying to fucking exist. It's so fucking frustrating. Does Fortnite still exist? I'm convinced Fortnite doesn't exist anymore. I think we all fever dreamed Fortnite. Is it real? The taxi emoji, yes, the cab emoji is extremely useful. Fortnite is real. It morphed into Among Us. Okay, before I go, I do want to tell you all about this one car I saw the other day that had a bunch of bumper stickers on it. This motherfucking car, y'all, had the Stonks meme bumper sticker. It did not say Stonks. It was just a picture of the Stonks guy. This car had a bunch of, like, Love Always Wins, like, pride things that were very nice. But the one that really stuck out was there was a bumper sticker of an orange Among Us, what are they called? Crew member, with Trump hair that said, quote, "Orange is sus, vote him out." I'm gonna go see if I can find this bumper sticker, right, this window sticker right now. Because I need you to all know I'm not joking. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of this. Yes! Oh, I found the exact one. Snake it up. I found the exact one. This is the sticker this person had on their vehicle. I'd like to point out this was recently. It's April 2021. There's a bunch of different versions of this you can buy online. Still, inexplicably. We did it! He's gone! Or some people are lagging so hard they didn't notice. Jesus fucking Christ. So that's... Hang on, I just gotta adjust my hand. There, that's the end stream. Oh wait, hang on, I had it selected, it looks wrong. There we go. Perfect. Do you think there are people out there who unironically still think he's president? Listen, nothing anymore. Nothing makes sense anymore. No one knows what's happening, truly. Get vaccinated if you can. What the Pfizer? It's less dangerous. Y'all didn't see that. That's the worst thing I ever came up with. Alright, I'm gonna call the stream now. We've talked long enough and I'm exhausted. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. I am going to... You're in your second shot today. Hell yeah! I'm gonna go lie down. thank you very much for subscribing. And Scholar, thank you very much for the donation. It helps a ton. Hope everyone has a good day. Please take care. Take it easy.